project has been designed to build trust and engagement within a community. Polarization about trust and credibility is a broad issue nationally, and some would say the most important issue facing contemporary media outlets today. Much research has been conducted over the last decade analyzing these issues, and a frequent complaint from stakeholders is the perceived concept that the media has its own agenda first and not that of the community at large. To address that concept, this project is to test a listening theory. Can local media outlets enhance their community connection by engaging the voices of their communities at large about what issues are important to them and how local media can improve that relationship? The first step is to engage the community over a local issue that will have an impact on them directly. The first example chosen is about news coverage by the Port Arthur News of a proposed city plan to reallocate sales tax funds to improve two city parks, making them premier parks in an attempt to improve quality of life for city residents. The proposal is on the ballot for voters to decide May 1st, 2021, and the starting point is facilitating a forum for residents and city officials to discuss this plan. The News will moderate the event, and the Cardinal Comm team is responsible for developing and implementing a social media strategy and a subscriber email campaign to encourage people to attend and participate in the discussions. Additionally, the Cardinal Comm team will measure engagement metrics from the social media and subscriber campaign before and after the event. Based upon engagement metrics and residents' responses, the campaign will adjust to foster further engagement on this issue and others prior to the May 1st vote. This event is the gateway to establishing regular forums virtually and in person as the pandemic wanes and allows for gatherings. The virtual component will stay as a part of the campaign. The goal is to foster the engagement residents have with civic issues that directly impact their quality of life and to create a sustainable platform for the Port Arthur News to hear voices within their community and report on facts needed by readers or to explain coverage. The ongoing forums will link civic issues to residents, city leadership, and readers to build trust and credibility in a fragmented community. The forums will assist in the news asserting its authority as a local source for accurate, credible, and objective information for residents to make decisions about things that affect them. Port Arthur, Texas is a synonym of what many smaller rural and urban Gulf Coast communities have experienced over the last decade or so. Seemingly unrelenting and damaging weather-related events followed by economic and social hardships, population loss, and a struggle for residents to survive with limited employment opportunities and recovery options. The addition of the COVID-19 pandemic, municipal funding issues, and industrial accidents has challenged the city in multiple ways. In this mix, there is the Port Arthur News newspaper, publishing a 6-day-a-week print newspaper and online news site in Jefferson County, Texas. The News is one of 2 daily papers covering a region of 1,113 square miles, larger than the state of Rhode Island but slightly smaller than Delaware. The population of the city is 54,280 based on the incomplete tabulation of the 2020 census. The 2010 census listed 57,775 residents. The most recent and impactful single event was Hurricane Harvey's damage in August 2017 that flooded an estimated 20,000 homes, almost 100% of the city's households, after receiving 26 inches of rain in a 24-hour period. The severe flooding and damage forced many residents to leave. Several thousand never returned. The city has also been battered by Hurricane Rita in 2005, Hurricane Umberto in 2007, Tropical Storm Edward in August 2008, Hurricane Ike in September 2008, and other lesser tropical disturbances after. A conflicting dichotomy of economic factors face this city, its recovery, and its future. The region is home to some of the country's and world's largest petrochemical facilities that produce billions in revenue for the national and global energy markets. The largest gasoline refinery in the United States, Motiva Refinery, is located there. However, the city regularly is pegged as one of the highest areas of unemployment in the state of Texas. The petroleum industry dollars do not reach all community residents equally. This trickle-down effect impacts all financial segments of the community, which in turn affects the Port Arthur News. The result is the downsizing of the footprint in news gathering and reporting in local coverage. The news staff has repeatedly been downsizing to a shadow of its former self and lost its offices to Hurricane Harvey, requiring the organization to relocate for several months to neighboring Orange County. These events have disrupted readership relationships, circulation, and a loss of engagement and trust in local news coverage. This project aims to address that with the creation of a sustainable strategy and plan of action.
Why is a local newspaper important to a community? The key for any newspaper, and especially in our community, is we're the connection from our community to their local government. They need to know that their taxpayer dollars, how it's being used as far as education, public utilities, quality of life services, that it's being done in the right way. And if they have questions, we need to be the conduit to get those answers for them. The second and equally important deal for a community newspaper like ourselves is we act as an accountability stretch for any elected official or appointed official, whether that's like a chief of police, a council member, a head of a utilities department, so that there's a sense of accountability that goes beyond just a simple work environment. Because we serve the community, and our public officials need to serve the community as well.
What do you expect to accomplish with this project?
I want to directly link our community to their leaders as far as the Parks Department. We currently have an election scheduled May 1st, in which voters are going to be asked if they think it's okay to redirect funding that they're already spending in tax dollars towards a special project to highlight our parks and actually increase the revenue towards the parks, so that the parks can have a greater funding source. And then how the parks is going to use that extra funding to have greater amenities, to attract more visitors, and serve both local residents and attract outside community members to big tournaments and sporting tournaments that could actually bring in revenue for the city. And it sounds like a great idea, but it needs to be explained, and the community needs to be convinced that it's the right thing. And this is an opportunity for have the community and have all the stakeholders together, asking questions and learning about this project.
Yes, sir. So the final question: how will you measure and determine success on this project?
The first level of success to me would be participation. Are we a member of the city staff? Are we going to have a member of the city council who's elected to be a voice of the people? And are we going to have community participation? So can we get all those people to the table at one time? That's the first step. And then the second step to me for success would be, what's the participation like? Are we getting questions from the community, and are those questions being answered in an intelligent and forthright way? We have all the things we have all the concept in place to make that happen. Now it's just time to execute it.